craving to make more viral videos, but nothing was really taking off like that one. And I thought, well, how can I do this? How can I make more of those videos?
Scam alert, scam alert, scam alert, scam alert. Crap, he's on to me.
The revolution will not be televised.
And it is transformative in nature.
So the general consensus is no one likes the long intros, and I need some views, so skip the foreplay. Let's get right into screwing another shitty YouTuber.
To see if they would fall for it. And they did.
This snake in the grass, Pleasant Green, aka Ben Pleasant Green, slithered his way into my recommendeds looking like he just escaped from one of those Christian conversion therapy camps. Regardless, he had some pretty impressive view counts because it appeared he had jumped on the trend of scam baiting.
Just wait a moment, just wait a moment, just wait a moment, sir.
And on the surface it seemed all well and good until I actually took a look at his channel and got hit in the face with the most pungent stench of utter bullshit I've caught wind of in quite some time.
They smell like a pile of bullshit!
You see, Pleasantville here has obviously been testing the algorithmic waters for quite a while now, ranging from unfunny vloggy shit to pranks to these scammer videos. Obviously lacking the comedic talent of the good scam bait channels, he decided to adopt the storytime format. Now everyone should recognize a pattern here. Desperate for views, plus pranks, plus story times with clicky bait titles equals made the fuck up. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Vic, so what? He's the Tana He's the Tana of scam baiters.
He f***ed me with a toothbrush. He f***ed me with a...
Who gives a shit? And trust me, I would give zero f***s if Scuffed Topher Grace's fairy tales didn't amount to a story on CBS News, merch sales, and one single copy of an autographed book he wrote selling for 30 grand on eBay.
Allegedly.
Hell no. Vic is coming for that ass. Before we get into this shit, I have to let you f***s know this is strictly my opinion based on observations I made. I'm not accusing Pleasant Green of anything illegal, just practicing my freedom of speech. The series on his channel that garnered all the attention and made him all the money has to do with the seemingly random correspondence he received from this guy in Liberia, that's in Africa, looking for financial help. Pleasant Green decides to flex his good guy bird chest and get all charitable. Long story short, they end up buying kids school supplies and he even flies out there, which then produces his book, which the Liberian guy autographs and sells for 30 grand for just that one copy. If it's true, it's a nice story and you can go check it out for yourselves and decide what you think. For legal reasons, I won't be going over that series because it involves charity and some implications I'm really not trying to fuck with this early in my career. Plus the series is boring as shit. The series I am going to go over is Mr. Green's follow-up to the Liberian one. A Scam Story. Real f***ing creative name there, Eric Foreman. Obviously seeing he hit pay dirt with his African charity story, he decided to do it all over again. Except this time it was a Czech scammer from Nigeria. But it still comes complete with the ABC Family storyline and a f***ing book for sale. And when I tell you it is absolutely ridiculous and actually offensive, you have no idea. A Scam Story is a 12 or 13 part series. I can't tell cause this asshole stopped numbering them in order to give the vids standalone clickbait titles to get more views, you know. I mean, that right there is the first red flag. He somehow stretched an event that happened over a few weeks into a dozen or so videos, all under 10 minutes over the course of 4 months. They even had the hacky, suspenseful music playing during the cliffhanger at the end of every video, followed with "To be continued," and yes, the next video starts with a "previously on."
Previously on Algorithm Wars.
Absolute garbage content.
Subscribe.
What better proof that he's writing his story as he goes along than recording a segment once a week after he gets a chance to see viewer feedback for each video? It's only an hour of content. If he wanted to split the story up creatively, he would just sit down and record the whole thing in one shot, edit it, then split it up into multiple videos to upload. Supposedly he posted an ad selling a couch on some website and got a text message offering to pay him more than the asking price by check. Of course he plays dumb like he's never heard of a scam like this before, and even posts poorly photoshopped text messages as proof. Oh, maybe he just edited the text in order to separate them and make them easier to read? Nope. Bible Camp Toby Maguire had no problem bunching other messages together. He just thought his dumbass viewers wouldn't notice the shit work. Anyway, the story is the guy sends him a check for more than the couch is worth in order for him to deposit it and use the extra money to pay some movers to pick it up. After American Eagle Spider-Man finds out it's a fraudulent check, he uses the movers as an excuse to keep his bullshit story going.
If I don't cash it, there's going to be a team of angry movers who are going to break into my house and take my couches and leave me with nothing.
Who gives a fuck about the movers? Whatever. So for whatever reason, this dickhead offers the scammer, aka Emmanuel, a job instead of participating in getting ripped off. You know, because giving him a quote-unquote job isn't the same as giving him free money. Maybe you can hire him to write you a better script. Either way, he gets ghosted by Emmanuel, but he's still in need of a deep, rough scamming. So he posts another ad for an iPad he doesn't even own. So wait, so who's scamming who? And surprise, surprise, Emmanuel answers the ad. What are the chances? Pretty good for your narrative. Next up, some horseshit about him buying Emmanuel an iTunes gift card to earn his trust, and ends up giving him a job. This is about as real as Amaranth. What's the job, you ask? Picking up some diapers Pleasant Queen ordered from Walmart in order to drop them off at a rescue mission as a donation.
I don't believe you.
Anyway, the best part is he tells Emmanuel he can just say his name to pick up the diapers. It clearly says they need to present an ID on the website. After a bunch of bullshit back and forth, Emmanuel never does it and the diaper donation is conveniently forgotten. But Pleasant Green wasn't about to leave it at that. No, there's still more views to snag and hey, maybe even another book to show. So Emmanuel miraculously pops up trying to buy couches from Bible Sim's fat friend, who wasn't even selling couches in the first place.
They just said furniture, and I wasn't actually selling any furniture on KSL, or anything really for that matter.
But hey, this is all a true story. Anyway, Ben confronts him, uses a dead meme, and the scammer blows Ben's mind by confessing he is actually in Africa. Yeah, totally didn't see that coming, even though your last series was completely based in Africa. Of course we get some 10 out of 10 acting here to sell the whole mind-blown shit, and gets proof by way of a thumb in the hill somewhere. Totally Nigeria. Long story short, Pleasant uses his excellent negotiation skills and journalistic prowess to convince Emmanuel to work for him and show the seedy Czech scammer underworld. Because every Nigerian scammer is just waiting to be sponsored by the 40-year-old virgin.
Wow! I hate you! I hate you! Stop smiling, you jerk! You pussy.
Fast forward to some shitty voice editing.
Hello.
And possibly some farm animal sounds. Emmanuel agrees to set up a military-level dossier complete with records and transcriptions of all his scams. Are you f***ing kidding me? These guys hang out in internet cafes hoping to catch some old lady somewhere to send them some money. They are not keeping records of this shit. But somehow, Puberty Ring Lurch convinces people this type of shit actually happens. Okay, shitty American accomplice with Nigerian grammar, shameless plug for his last book, and we finally get the dossier. And this is where he gets downright disrespectful.
Disrespectful is putting it lightly.
Yeah, I'm not the only one that caught on to this shit. Actually, schmennabby's been helping me go through it, and it's
It's f***ing bullshit.
matter of fact, Schmenna, how about you break down this next part?
Gladly.
Listen, making up stories to pull on people's heartstrings and to profit off of is really bad. But this one part of the, quote, records, unquote, really pissed me off. Supposedly, there were records of 3 people that Emmanuel scammed, complete with transcriptions of their conversations. Pleasant even went ahead and attributed some stock photos to give you an idea of what he obviously thought they might look like. So let's check them out. There's Kayla, the white lady from Atlanta, Georgia, that somehow also has Nigerian grammar and text messages. Hey Ben, not everyone who isn't you in this story has bad grammar. And then there's Tom from Portland, Oregon, the whitest guy with the whitest voice wearing the whitest turtleneck. I think I could have picked a better picture for you, Ben. And last but not least, there's Denise, the crazy ratchet chick from Oakland, California. You know, the type of girl who says shit like,
if you mix me up in anything bad, I'll find you and it won't be good for you or anyone involved with you.
And
maybe I'll find out where he lives and come cut his balls out and stuff them down his throat.
And she's portrayed by none other than a black woman. I'm pretty sure Emmanuel's records, if they were real, documented race, and even if they didn't, please don't dive into these false stereotypes. It's disgusting. So our boy Pleasant Green made the executive decision to portray her as a black woman. Why? Like, why? This is the shit that really pissed me off. It's inappropriate, disrespectful, and magically fits perfectly into the picture that he is trying to paint for these poor gullible fucks that will donate money to his bank account. Vic, do me a favor and get him.
The story gets even more wild and convoluted, involving innocent Americans working for fake charities, and yes, all this was set up by guys like this.
They totally fell for it.
Then at the end of that video, it finally all comes together. Ben pleads with his viewers to help Emmanuel right his wrongs. How do you ask?
Will you support us? Will you pitch in a few bucks?
By asking for money. Unfortunately for Pleasant Green, he underestimated the intelligence of his audience and they called his ass out in the comments.
LOL, you're scamming us. Can't trust him at all. A story ending in asking for money. Again, beginning to suspect how genuine this whole series has been.
So we had to do a little damage control in the beginning of the next video.
But the good news is that you don't have to buy the book if you don't want to.
But still tries to sell the book.
But if you are interested, stay tuned for an announcement about how you can get your hands on a copy of Nigerian Scammer and gain access to the top secret documents of Emmanuel Lucas.
He decides to switch strategies and introduces some more bad guys with bad grammar and shifts all the shadiness to Emmanuel.
That's when I believe that Emmanuel starts to think that I'm finally catching on. You are a bastard.
And he tries to reach out to those 3 people Emmanuel scammed. But before he does that, he insists he wants to have the money to repay them. Spoiler alert, the only person who answers is the crazy ratchet one saying the FBI is involved. So no one gets paid back, but Ben got a good clickbait title.
And money, bitch.
Okay, so now Ben is trying to convince the audience that he's trying to infiltrate the scam from the inside through the use of horrible script writing.
I thought if I could get them to hire me, then maybe I could find out exactly how this all works and burn it down from the inside.
Poor Photoshop of Google Hangouts, Nigerians that love to use the word dude, a very suspicious bad guy's IG account.
All of his friends' accounts were created on the same day.
He also throws in some shit about romance scams on Zeus.
And they all follow the Zeus dating app.
You know, cause he has a video coming up on that. The guy does know how to market himself. More on that later though. This goes into some more behind the scenes check scamming with obvious props and one last effort to make it look like he's trying to help Emmanuel change his life. He even does the school supply thing again. When that doesn't work, he makes Emmanuel the bad guy, acts surprised, and fakes some more shit for views.
That's when it hit me. He's sending me after his competitors and trying to start a turf war. That's when Kayla wrote back.
If you're on the wrong side of this and are trying to scam me too, I will find you as well.
That's when Kayla wrote back. That's when Kayla wrote back.
You're a phony! Hey, this guy's a great big phony!
Most recently, he released Undercover with the Social Security Scammer, where he actually reveals where all his supporting actors come from.
I hired some dude on Fiverr.com to reenact it.
This story is just as stupid as the others. Out of all the scam betas on YouTube, this Indian scammer reaches out to him.
Hello Ben, how are you? You're a very hard person to get hold of.
But mysteriously can't receive calls. There's some other super secret operation involving an American private investigator willing to pay the Indian scammer $100 for every person they save from getting scammed. I don't have to explain why that makes no sense, right? He even provides this actual, real, 100% not scripted phone call of a real person they saved.
Hello?
Hello? Hey, here. I'm hoping you just hung up on those revenue scammers, did you?
Oh my god, are you serious?
Please tell me you didn't give them any money.
No, I didn't.
God, I'm an investigator out in Windsor.
Oh my god.
Just listen, they're getting everybody.
You're my hero. No, I did not give them money. I bitched and whined the entire time.
Listen, how much were they trying to get out of you?
Like 96,000 and saying that I was gonna go to jail and I have a baby. I was like freaking out.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. There's no going to jail. None of that. Is all a scam.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Oh, it's okay. It is okay because you're not going to jail. It's a scam and we stopped it.
Thank you. No, I can't even breathe.
It's okay. It's okay. Just take a breath.
I thought it was a scam. They just would not leave me alone and I'm home alone and I don't know. They just called me.
But of course the operation comes to an end and the scammer reaches out to Ben, his only hope.
Right now you are our last hope.
Get out of here, man. The romance scam video is just a retelling of info easily found on the internet that's manipulated to seem like Ben was involved in uncovering it in order to help some other person that reached out to him. And his Illuminati videos are just 2 long ads for a VPN. You see, Ben isn't new to this shit. He even admits that he's been trying to make viral videos ever since him and his friends created one years ago using the Revolver app. So that led to pandering the GoPro, some dumbass ski prank, and a video that had kids choking on turkey slices. I'm serious. I don't give a shit if you want to write cringy scammer stories that depict you like some sort of superhero in order to go viral. But when it involves donations and money, when there are obviously scripted portions that you didn't notify your viewers of, then I gotta say something. I look at it like this. If you're willing to lie about one thing, what the fuck else are you willing to lie about? Come on guys. Would you trust the guy who walks into Popeyes wearing mandals? All jokes aside, I believe there's some deception going on with this channel. In fact, he's continuing the Indian Social Security Scammer series, and he's been doing this long enough to feel confident to the point to lengthen the duration of the videos, and he stepped up the production value as well, which pretty much just means more bullshit to shove down your throat. If you're into the scam baiting thing, there are plenty of entertaining and informative creators that are actually trying to make a difference. Like Kitboga, Jim Browning, Scammer Revolts, Atomic Shrimp, Hoax Hotel, NeeP, and many more. I'll link them all in the description. Social media links in the description. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is he scamming or just embellishing the truth? Let me know if you want me to dive a little bit deeper with a like. Trust me, we've barely even scratched the surface on this. We have at least another 45 minutes for part 2. And be sure to check out schmennabby 2. She worked real hard on this. And I'm out.
Next time on Algorithm Wars.
Okay, let's see what the fuck is trending. Alright, let's see these two get much richer. $5 million? Oh, what? You know I got a whole lot to say about this shit, and I will not be censored. You know what's coming. What's going on, bitches? It's Vic Blanco, and today we're going to be reviewing my new palette with Money Shot Cosmetics, the Papi palette. Primer impacto.
La pega.
It's over in the morning, just a phone love, just a phone love, just a phone love. I feel a habit forming, just a phone love, just a phone love, just a phone love.